You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Andrews versus Corbett.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Mr. Andrews, you and your mother are in court today suing your ex, Miss Corbett, for paternity fraud because you claim she forged your signature on the birth certificate of her 5-month-old son, Quinn Andrews Jr., who you believe is not your biological son. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Corbett, you say Mr. Andrews is doubting your son because he does not want to be a responsible adult and because he has a meddling mother. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Andrews, why do you believe your signature was forged on Quinn Jr.'s birth certificate?
I don't know, Your Honor. I didn't sign anything, and somehow my name still managed to get put on the birth certificate. I have a copy of it right here.
Let me see that birth certificate. So you say somehow your name just appeared on the birth certificate?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Quinn Andrews Sr., name of father, right underneath. But you didn't sign it.
No, ma'am.
Take me back to that day. You believe somebody put your name on there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain.
Day of the birth, I cut the umbilical cord. I requested a blood test. I stayed at the hospital for like 24 hours. And the following day, I ended up leaving to retrieve a car seat. I didn't sign nothing.
You claim somebody put your name on the birth certificate.
Yeah, obviously.
Ms. Corbett, did you put his name on there?
No, it's no way possible for me to just put his name on a birth certificate. The only reason why he's saying that he did not sign the birth certificate is because his mother told him not to sign my child's birth certificate. I mean, anybody that has kids, and she should know because she has enough, knows that in order for the name to be on the birth certificate.
And all 8 of them is well taken care of, baby. I told my son not to sign a birth certificate until he get the blood test to prove that that is his child.
And that is why he's lying and said he didn't sign it because she told him not to sign it.
That's a
and
lie.
he didn't even want a blood test until she put her 2 cents in.
Did you witness him sign it?
I was there.
So you were there. You saw him
just
sign
me.
it.
Not just me. The lady who signed off on underneath
The
the birth
witness?
certificate. Yeah, she saw him too.
So what you're saying is he didn't do what his mother told him to do, so now he's saying he didn't sign it.
Exactly.
Excuse me, Your Honor. If he signed the birth certificate, his name would actually be signed on that form.
So you're saying there is no cursive signature?
No, at all.
It's only his name.
Name. That's it.
What was the nature of this relationship? Take me back.
We were in a relationship, but I could never say it was actually a committed one because every time we hit a bumpy road in our relationship or we get into an argument about anything, it could be simple. Quinn is out the door, right back to his mama.
I wouldn't even call it a relationship, Your Honor, because she slept with the whole damn city, the whole neighborhood.
Okay,
She would
Let's
never
go there, baby.
Let's use respectful language in the courtroom. You said you believe she was sleeping with...
She slept around with everybody in our neighborhood.
If that was true, I would have slept with her husband because he wanted me to.
Oh, Lord.
That's a lie.
Okay, let's stay on track. So you say Ms. Smith's claims are incorrect. You were not sleeping
Miss
around.
Smith
You
does
weren't
not know
promiscuous.
anything about me, period,
How long did this relationship go on?
for about 2 years.
And so, Mr. Andrews, you haven't said much about the relationship.
She was possessive. She was verbally abusive.
He says I was possessive and verbally abusive. This is the same one that is a cut that walks to the candy lady right through our house. It's 2 minutes away. Every time I'm walking through, he has to stand to the door and watch me like I'm a 2-year-old.
Negative. Your Honor.
He didn't
Your
want
Honor.
me to speak to anybody. I was not allowed to talk to anybody. I was not allowed to even befriend females because he said that was going to be using the excuse.
Your Honor, that's a lie.
What?
Your Honor, she's a compulsive liar. She lied to my mother and told my mother I signed the birth certificate while I was away. She told you that. She done told probably everybody she knew that.
And
'Cause
you
it's the truth.
maintain you did not.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to understand why you doubt this child.
Because of her.
Carries your name,
Negative.
is yours.
Your Honor, I doubt for the simple fact that while we was together, I happened to clean up the house one day where we stayed at. I found the empty Magnum wrapper under the sofa, which she claimed was mine, which it wasn't, because all of them we used, I throw away.
It was
Immediately.
his.
Tell him about that day
Immediately.
that you came home from work and she had another man running out the back
Yeah,
door.
like a,
Yes.
Yes, for
yes,
example.
tell him
Somebody
about that.
told him that.
Yes, for
That is
example.
not
That.
true. Somebody told him that. And I don't have to
Your
lie
Honor.
about who was in
Your
my
Honor.
house
Whatever.
because of the
Your
simple
Honor,
fact that we
one
was
of my
not
third
together.
cousins told me that. His mother stayed right across the street from where we stayed at, like,
And I
Is
told
this
him
the diagram you
Yes,
submitted
ma'am.
to the court? Come up here, please.
Your Honor,
What does this diagram show?
this right here is a 2-story apartment building. This right here, like, is the driveway. Like 2 feet from the driveway is like the front entrance. And it's the same in the back. And right here's a slab and like an empty field. There's no gate around this side of the house, but on this side of the building, it's a gate. And it's obvious, my cousin's mama stayed right across the street. And you could sit right here and like literally watch all this. And if somebody murdered him over here, it'd be real obvious. So obviously, the guy she had in there tried to creep around and sneak on this side of the building and come out. She even had a bike in inside the house and lied to me and told me it was for somebody else, which I knew who the bike was for, but she didn't want to tell me who was on the bike.
So you say this...
And obviously watching me murder from the back, so he knew.
So go in the front, but then come out the back?
Yes, ma'am.
But you were coming in and then they went out the back instead of coming out the front?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Corbett, did that happen?
No, and I told him that. He asked me about that. I explained to him that that was not true, and we was together after that.
Man,
this was never an issue till just now.
Man, she's a compulsive liar.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I'm
look.
not lying about, and that's him being the father of my child, and that's all. Once we figure that out, that's dead game. None of this is irrelevant.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you, sir. Mr. Andrews, you can return to the podium, please. Is this your only doubt?
No, ma'am. I have more than one.
What else?
I found messages in her phone where some guy obviously was telling her, leave the back door open and be naked when I arrive.
Oh, you saw the message?
Yes, ma'am. She denied that in my face, and I'm looking at the message in the phone. That's one reason. The second reason, I found the Magnum wrapper.
The message said, leave the back door open.
And be naked when I arrive.
Be naked when I arrive. Miss Corbett?
That's like the third reason. The other reason I just showed you on the diagram.
Right, and...
The fourth reason is, when I was working on the aerospace for like 6 months, I arrived home one weekend, because I worked Monday through Friday. The weekend I was off, somebody told me, some guys I don't mess with, she had in the house, like 3 or 4 of them smoking in there with her, and they flipped her.
What?
Yeah.
Tramp.
And she denied all that.
Miss Corbett, that is a lot of information.
Quinn is lying through the skin of his teeth.
What I gotta lie for?
Because this is my first time hearing this. If
Yeah,
somebody told
I
it to
bet.
him,
I
Admit
bet.
that you was a slut.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So you've outlined 4 pieces of doubt as to whether or not Quinn is your biological child. Miss Corbett, so you are saying that these allegations are not true?
they are
You
not
did
true.
not sleep
The
with
only
these
reason
men.
why he is saying that is because he is standing on side of her. And the other time, whenever I talk
Liar.
to Quinn, I don't hear none of this.
You's a compulsive,
Me and Quinn-
habitual liar.
Me and
Stop
Quinn,
lying.
all this, what he telling you about, this happened a whole year and something ago. This was way before my baby was born.
All that was before
so
that.
obviously,
All that was
he had
before
to
that,
sleep
Your
with me
Honor.
before that and after that for my baby to be here right
So now, is it true or is it not true, Miss Corbett?
It is not true. And I'm talking about the instance when somebody running out of my house, when he asked me about that. The rest of the stuff he never mentioned to me at all. This is my first
So
time
the
hearing about
person
it.
did run out the back of your house?
No,
Yeah.
that's never happened. And I
Yeah.
told him that. He was beating at my front door after I locked him out, turned off my breaker box so the lights could go out. And that's what made me
Compulsive
come
lie.
outside. Then he
Lie.
tells me somebody told him that they was running out the back door. But the guy who he said told it to him, when I went to go ask him about it, he said he never said it. And then it came about that the guy told me that Quinn supposedly slept with his girlfriend, which he adamantly denies.
Let's get back to Quinn now. Have you developed a relationship at all with the child?
Yes, ma'am.
You do?
Yep, when I have time.
No, he does not.
He does. That baby was just at our house a week
For
ago, and my
6
boy
days.
brought milk, toys,
For
and
6
diapers
days.
for him.
My baby
'Cause I
is
gave
6
him the
months.
money to buy it.
You all going at it more than Miss Corbett and Mr. Andrews.
Because
the two
she
women.
is the problem.
Your Honor, she's telling a lie. She's the
She
problem.
is the
I
problem.
don't
She's
even
the
interfere
problem.
in my son's life, Your
At
Honor.
all.
I let him
Yes,
get
he
his
does.
own
Quinn
life.
has told me
She
that she
don't.
has told
She
him
don't.
that if he come
Stop
back and
lying.
talk to me and stuff like that,
Stop
that she was
lying.
gonna cut him off.
So you
It's the time
believe
Quinn has been sitting
his
in my house.
mother is standing in between the relationship he could potentially have with Quinn Jr.
She does not want Quinn to have his own children because that would mean that he would have to stop taking care of hers.
That's a lie.
He's not taking care of my
That's a
kids,
lie.
baby. My
I'm a-
kids
You
are
ain't never
grown.
home.
My
So how in
kids
the
are
hell you
grown.
gonna raise
How you
my
know?
child?
My
How you
Because
know?
you tell
I
me.
don't tell you nothing.
Yes, you do.
Girl, you a lie.
Are you all still sleeping together now?
No, man.
No.
She stayed trying to seduce me, though. I got messages right now on my phone where she trying to seduce me like every week.
All right. So how many times have you seen Quinn Jr.?
Like over a dozen times.
So you spent quality time
That's
with
mine.
him.
He does not.
Your Honor.
Your Honor,
I have to beg him for to come
You've been
get
at my
my
mother's
child.
house like 7 times.
He was there 6 days. I told Quinn, I said, Quinn, you have to come meet me somewhere. I can't drive all the way down there. You know what he told me? He was gonna drop my child off at a fire station.
Your Honor, I told
What?
her that. I specifically told her that just to get her to move because she lied to me and told me she was threatening me with the police.
When he get tired of my baby, he won't drop him off at a fire station. You just heard him, huh?
This baby has been on Earth for 5 months. This is not funny. We've got to get focused. We've got to get it together, you all. This child at 5 months old shouldn't be experiencing these kind of things. This first few months, days he's had on this earth. We got to get it together. Now, Mr. Andrews, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on here. What is that about?
Like I said, we had gotten into an argument, Your Honor. I was trying to leave.
Why didn't you just take your child with you?
Your Honor, I couldn't take him with me.
You didn't have a car seat.
No, ma'am. I was walking like 2 or 3 miles, so he couldn't come with me.
You can carry a 5-month-old baby 2 or 3 miles that's yours and got your name?
No, Your Honor.
Come on, man. Now I'm done with it. Y'all silly now. Now this is about, This is now about you all playing tit for tat with one another. You can't tell me an able-bodied young man can't carry a child. I carried my 45-pound child up a canyon. Yes, I did. We gotta focus. Let's deal with the paternity first. Let's get those results, and let's see how we can move forward because we wanna make sure this child's okay.
Your Honor.
Ms. Corbett, I need to ask you something.
Uh-huh.
Was there any other man when you were with him during the window of conception?
No, and even if it was, just like I said, that's still his baby at the end of the day. Point taken.
But you're saying if it is,
Cause he's making it. No, I'm not. I wasn't sleeping with anybody else at the time, but he's making it seem
That's a
like
lie.
even if I was, that's the reason why it's not his baby. I don't give a damn what I do. If I had 1,000 people, you know what I'm saying, stirring the batter, I know who icing the cake. Trust me.
that was an interesting analogy, but we're actually not talking about icing the cake. We're really talking about making the cake. And if there's a lot of spoons in the batter.
Which it wasn't. It was
Hold
else.
on. If you were sleeping with him unprotected and you were also sleeping with someone else unprotected during that time, then they both potentially could be the biological
Quinn
father.
was the only person that I was sleeping with unprotected. Point blank, period.
Was there
I don't know
anyone
that.
else you were sleeping with that you were using protection?
No.
So at that time, it is your firm testimony that you were only having sex with Mr. Andrews during the window of conception.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't
Excuse
believe
me,
you.
Judge. She was saying it was Quinn's child. She was saying it was a guy named child.
That's a lie. I never said my baby was
You
for
did
anybody
say it was
other
for...
than.
So
and
you ain't
Quinn
never
know
slept
that.
with same time you were sleeping with Quinn?
No, how would you know who I slept
Who
with?
is the, wait a minute,
Was you
wait a
sleeping
minute.
with me?
Yep,
Wait
word
a
on the
minute.
streets.
Who was
Yeah.
the
Your
other
Word on
heard
the
the word about
streets.
who you was
Hold on.
Streets.
Hold on. Who was the other person?
One supposedly
name
somebody I
somebody.
went to school with.
Oh,
Somebody I went to
I know
school
he was
with.
talking about. That was somebody who I was dealing with when me and him was on break. But no, that was way before I even conceived my baby.
How much earlier, before the window of conception, were you having a relationship with this other guy?
Way earlier. He know that. He knows that. He know when it happened.
All right.
I told him it happened. And he
All
came
right.
right back.
I'm done. I'm done with it. Jerome, the envelope, please.
Your Honor, before you say something, I hope and pray that this not my boy's baby, but I know
Well,
he's
you can
gonna
stop
be
hoping
hurt.
and praying.
I know he's gonna be hurt if it's not his baby because he spent a lot of time with this baby, but I pray to the Lord it's not.
You can stop praying then. Because
All right.
he not going to answer for you, baby.
These results, I am praying to the Lord right now for this baby.
Yeah, because his mother need help.
And all I wanna know is if you would've been so involved when
Listen,
you could read the
I'm
results,
done
you'd be paying
taking
the first child
testimony.
support payment.
I'm done taking
because you're
testimony.
filing for joint custody.
Ladies,
Believe that.
ladies,
Ladies, let the judge speak.
Ladies.
Please, both of you.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics. They read as follows.
And nobody forged them, Quinn.
In the case of Andrews versus Corbett, when it comes to 5-month-old Quinn Andrews Jr., it has been determined by this court. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. It has been determined by this court Mr. Andrews, you are the father.
Let it be known. Now let's talk about that child support payment.
No. I'm done with the drama and the nonsense. I've heard too much testimony today that makes me sincerely nervous. This child's 5 months old. If you had doubt before, that's done now. This is your child.
Your child.
So, you both have a hand and a responsibility to raise this child accordingly. But you gotta figure out how to do it. You've gotta know what it takes. Your child is going to be a product of the environment that you create for him.
And that's what I tell him.
If this is it, he don't stand a chance. It's gotta be better than this for him. You can keep operating from this position of neck rolling and lip popping and eye rolling. You can do it all day long. Your baby gonna miss out. He will hurt.
No, I just believe Quinn is gonna be a good father.
And that's my point. You've got to give your child every opportunity to experience the fullness of what comes along with his father. And speaking of that, Mr. Andrews, now is your time. You're a young man. Is this your first child?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So look, it's going to take some cooperation and some communication on your part. If you operate from negativity, that's all you're going to breed. I want you to take advantage of the counseling and the resources, and more importantly, I want you to protect and take care of that baby at all times. I wish you the best of luck. Court is adjourned.